That's a good boy, Nikki. Hey, Scott Hilton, Scott Talks. Today we're talking about the Roku channel, Pluto TV, and Tubi, all free. Everyone streaming should have these three at least channels. These are called fast channels. They're free, ad-supported TV. And these are the top three. Roku is not available on Apple TV devices currently because I've got an Apple TV box here. I've got a Roku Ultra box for my wife, this remote here, and my Apple TV remote is here with a little rubber cover over it. We are going to use the Roku device. It's simple, it's easy to use, it's the #1 device in the world. If you have to get grandma something for streaming, because they cut their cable, they say we don't do cable anymore, but we do internet and Wi-Fi. Right, Neko? Right? That's all they do? Okay. That's what they're happening. So she's got to get her own little box. You want to get her a Roku. Her stick is good. Get a 4K with a little money, add another 20 bucks to it, and give it a little power. But the box has the most power. But these channels are absolutely free. You add them to your Roku. It's very easy to do. You just go in to your streaming store and go to the right, and there's different things you can get. Apps. There's some apps. Howdy is basically the Roku channel with no commercials, kind of. They charge about $2.99 or something, but don't get that. Hallmark Channel, buy on Roku. They have their own little logos for their own versions of it because everyone gets a cut. If you get it through Apple, they get a cut. If you get it through Roku, Roku gets a cut. If you get it through Google Play Store, they get a cut. But if you go on the internet, on your little web browser, and go right to the Netflix site, it'll say to sign up, leave credit card, blah, blah. Nobody gets a cut but Netflix. That's it. That's why they always, if you want to look for a deal on some of these services, always get a deal. We got Black Friday coming up next week. This is November, 24th, Monday, 2025. And I always look for a deal on streaming because you want to get your streaming services with deals. So you save some money. And a couple of them you want to have ads. It's fine. It's like watching cable. And a couple of them you don't. But with these guys, you got ads. Neko, don't get smart and try to get anything. Okay? Be a good boy. Roku channel. This is what it looks like when you go on. Live Guide, and they have an app that looks like this, Live Guide. So you can go straight to the Live Guide and hit it instead of hitting the Roku channel, then hitting Live Guide. You hit Live Guide, and we turn down the sound because we can't have sound when you're trying to put stuff on YouTube or they'll strike you. You've got the news. This is local news. I'm in Ocala, Florida, near Orlando, near Gainesville. And there's some Orlando news for me. Live Now from Fox is on. On Now. These are news shows. You can cut the cord, get rid of your local stations. You'll still survive, I promise. And a lot of these things are live. Or you can have pre-recorded. Look at all these channels. We've got news. We got Localish. There's an app for Localish if you want to just try Localish out. I like Haystack News app for my news, and it's programmable. You can go into settings and say, I want this, I want more, I want a little Fox, I want a little CNN, I want a little bit of this, Bloomberg, I need this, I don't want international news too much, I want to get some weather, I want some local stations in my area, so allow location tracking, or at least while the app's being used. ABC Now, 24/7, you can see 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all day long, 24/7, CBS News, Scripps News, Today Show, Reuters, AccuWeather. What's going on in the weather? You know, you can watch AccuWeather and see what they're talking about. Let's see if they're talking about anything. Slow down, AccuWeather, hail. This is obviously not local because I'm in Florida. It's you get what you get. CBC is Canada. Inside Edition, Sky News, Look at all this great stuff. Recommended content. There's the news, Gunsmoke. There's Howdy. They're trying to push Howdy for you. Hallmark. Acorn TV is British. Black Snow. Seven Dials Mystery. If you love PBS, getting those PBS, all those British great shows, British, Acorn TV. Acorn and BritBox are really popular. BT, MGM, Stars, Flight Risk. That's the new Mark Wahlberg movie. You just get it with ads. Cinemax, Up Faith and Family. Got a couple of their shows. There's BritBox. Are You Being Served? Oh, that's an older show. Yeah, was it David Tennant? David Tennant, all right. I like David Tennant. The ex-wife. There's tons to watch. Tons. Curiosity Streams. Got all the documentaries. Shout TV is actually like Roku channel. Great courses. So you don't have to sign up for great courses. You can just watch it free on Roku. BBC, Shudder, scary stuff. Murder, She Wrote. Caught my wife watching Murder, She Wrote one day. I saw that. Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote. You can just turn it on and do your housework and watch Jessica Fletcher solve murders, not memories. There she is, all day long. Jessica. Everyone's getting into this channel look. You got entertainment, sports. Sports. Roku sports. Crime. You like true crime? There you are. Free. TV shows. Gunsmoke, Little House on the Prairie, the older shows. Saw Law and Order, BBC dramas, Sense and Sensibilities. And Crime Watch, Family Feud. Ion Mystery. There's NCIS. NCIS New Orleans, all day long. You got something going on. Heartland. My wife loves Heartland. It's a Canadian show. Tyler Perry. Always good stuff with Tyler Perry. PBS Travel. The Goldbergs. No information. It's just constant marathon. Botched. Whatever Botched is. Saved by the Bell. Alfred Hitchcock presents. Untold Stories of the ER. The Connors. There's the Connors. True Story, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. There we go. Grit, Cisco Kid, Old Westerns. Judge Judy. There we go. This is Pluto. They're giving Star Trek a little something. If you get Pluto TV, you get a lot more Star Trek. Star Trek The Next Generation. Just home cooking, movies. All these places have movies. On Indiana Jones, Time Cop, Christmas, Aliens, Air, kids and family stuff. Kids, you gotta have kids stuff. Gotta have these little guys. There's Barney. Hey, Barney. I remember that. PBS Retro. Sonic, Transformers, just all day long Transformers. Tons of stuff. Reality TV, Top Gear, Judge Judy, World of Love Island, game shows, Price is Right, Family Feud, boom, 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 boom. Music, iHeart Country, just put it on and listen to country. And have something playing in the background. If you have a sound bar, put in your Spotify, your Apple Music, your iHeartRadio, Pandora, whatever. But on the sound bar, that's what it's for. Having great sound, great music, and being able to hear it nice. This is Save Me by Jelly Roll and Lainey Wilson. New song. Pretty new. Yeah, it's a new song. Let's see if we can get a clip without getting in trouble. Okay, I don't think that'll get us in trouble. You go to the back button on your Roku remote. They've got several, it's very simple setup. These are random sometimes. They sell the rights to have your sticker on there. This one has ESPN, Netflix, Hulu, and Sling, but yours might have something different. You've got a back, you go back a little bit, voice control on the Ultra. The nicer the model you get, the better your remote. The new ones have backlight. So I was like, oh, okay. You got a little mute button, volume up and down, earplugs. On the Rokus, you get these old earplug jack. You just plug it in, you listen to your TV, and no one else in the house knows you're watching TV because it's just quiet. It's just this. And you can use the app on your phone. There's a Roku app that does this too, so you can listen with your earbuds. 1 and 2 are programmable. You can just push and hold and have YouTube pop up all the time, or Haystack News pop up all the time. You just see what I'm saying? Back, forward, pause, play. This star will get you information, closed caption, different things you can do real quick. You go back to the home screen with the star. It can help you move the app. Oh, notifications from weather. Cool. Let's see, if you want a Netflix to the top, push the star, move to top. Or we didn't push move to top. Just go up, push the OK button. Netflix is top. You want to go back down, star, restart app, check for updates. You can check for updates. Might want to update the Netflix. It's up to date. Star, move app. Let's put it back because this is my wife's Roku. She loves her Roku. She's got a Samsung phone. I've got an iPhone, so I love using the Apple TV device. And one of the great things is when you search for something, I mean, I could voice search it, but when you search for something, you get it pop up on your screen, the little type thing, and you can type it out on your screen of your phone instead of typing it all over this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Going left, right, up, down, B. Okay. And then you type another letter, A. Barney. We're looking for Barney. So, okay. So there's that. So Pluto TV, Roku is a neat service. It's very neat. We're still going. You got live TV. They tell you all the live stuff here. Your home page. Stream Feast. Neighborhood. Frasier. You can watch Frasier. And you watch season 1, episode 1. Watch it right now. Why not? Some of the on-demand stuff. Why get a streaming service when you can have this? You can watch all these great shows. Watch John Wick 2, Two Broke Girls, Connors, Trading Places, great movie. Hazel, old show, Heart to Heart. Longmire, we loved Longmire. We watched that on Netflix. Why get Netflix? You can watch half of this stuff free. Most people have about 3. There's the original Star Trek movie J.J. Abrams put out. You know? Star Trek Into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond, all of them are here. All this Face Off, all this great stuff. And it's absolutely free. You just got to watch the commercials. Some General Hospital. I don't know how old new that'll be. There's Simon the Cat. Neko likes watching Simon the Cat. Don't you, Nikki? He's got to wake up. Season 1, episode 1. Simon. Nikki, you see the cat? Watch this. Who's that? Are you watching? He's looking. Meow, meow, meow. He's watching. We're not going to play it too long. It'll give us a strike. So if there's a gap in the video right around there, when Simon the Cat was on, that's because it got erased to get rid of the gap. So I can still get a couple pennies for this video. But you can subscribe through Roku. Yeah, they're not shy about that. Look at all this. These are Black Friday deals, maybe? Maybe. Waiting to see what Peacock has to offer. We usually get Peacock for a year. $20 for a year. Because Peacock's it's not exactly the #1 network in the USA. Paramount Plus is CBS, which is #1, and you can get it free with Walmart Plus. Peacock's also available on Walmart Plus, but I just pay for the year at 20 to $30, whatever they offer this year, because they did add a big NBA contract, which costs a lot of money. So anyway, Black Friday deals. There it is. They added it. Oh, Stars, $2.99 for 2 months. So I think now, if you look on Stars, they had $12 for a year. Might as well get it for all those great movies and a couple good shows like Outlander. My wife loves Outlander. Then she can't wait to see Outlander: Blood of My Blood. We're wrapping up season 7 now of Outlander. They got the Power show. They have the Spartacus shows, different things like that. AMC has all the Walking Dead stuff. MGM's owned by Amazon, and Amazon will fool you. I was watching Rogue Heroes. I got to see about 2 or 3 episodes. I got into it, and then it said, you need to subscribe to MGM Plus. What? No. So 99 cents for 2 months, and then they start charging you regular. Crunchyroll's all the anime. BET, Howdy, Stars. Oh, that's it. Where's Peacock? Can you Peacock? There's some Curiosity Stream if you like, things like Curiosity Streams, little documentaries. There's $2.99. You can try BritBox and Acorn. So there you go. I think Acorn's got more European, different nations around Australia, different places besides Britain. And BritBox is mostly British stuff. But you can get it free. You can just kind of watch movies. We saw, there's Titanic, Transformers. Look at this stuff. Great stuff. Rambo, Smile 2. Now you see a lot of stuff if you've never seen it. Now that's a trick. Some of these, my fault, they're a little too good. They're not that good. See the $? That means you're going to pay something for it, which means they want you to subscribe to HBO Max on Roku to see Superman. Okay, my fault. Recently added, $, watch out. New, there's the free featured stuff. John Wick 2, Little Rascals. These are the ones that you can just, there's Trading Places. You can watch that. Beethoven, Free Willy, sports. You get a little sports. Come on. Get some European football, American baseball. What do we got going on here? Highlights. You get highlights, recaps. That's all I look at sometimes. I'll go to YouTube and look at highlights of some game. Because I'll get a spoiler on my phone to tell me the total, who won, who lost. Roku Sports Channel, NFL channels. You can get all that. And these are apps, so you can get those. TV series. Now, these are recently added, $, so you're paying for a subscription for something. But if you want to see it, you can pay through your Roku to be convenient, even though you're paying a touch more probably than you could get it for on the website. There's a lot of people like the convenience of it. Mine, a lot of times, are through Apple. On my phone, I'll get it at the beginning of the month, cancel before the end of the month, still get 30 days. They'll give you 30 days. And you're done, and you can try another streaming service. And I know all of you are sitting back going, I don't even have HBO Max right now. But as soon as House of the Dragon drops new shows, I'm there. And I know a lot of you are guilty. You're like, most people will subscribe to and pay for 3 streaming services. Now you can get Prime shipping, Amazon Prime shipping, and you get Amazon Prime Video free just for having that. So you're like, it doesn't really count as paying for a streaming service. You're really paying for the shipping because you want to, you're at a store, you can't find what you want. You go on Amazon. Oh, there it is. I'll just order it. It'll be at the house in a couple of days or a day or whatever. And you're like, sorry, store, you didn't have what I wanted. That's just the way the world is right now. So you got bingeable shows. These are all great shows. And we're still, kids and family. That's a big one for most houses. Look at the little kid stuff. Little kids. There's Free Willy, Little Rascals, Beethoven, Puss in Boots, the Penguins of Madagascar. I love them. Flushed Away, Anastasia. Remember my daughter watching that? Carolina. Early Man. Iron Giant. Great, great movie. I love Iron Giant. Okay. We're just getting started. Pluto TV, owned by Paramount, so you'll have more CBS content than most of the other streaming services. There's your channel guide, CBS Morning News. Remember watching 24/7? They were talking about that. Home, different movies and things, and they're not pushing other streaming services. They're actually showing you stuff you can get and watch. Luther, a great show. Elvis, King Creole, Grease, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Mrs. Doubtfire. Great, great, great. Skyfall, Twilight, Rush Hour. These are great movies. You would get a streaming service and pay to watch. See, I want to just sit back and watch some old movies. Well, there they are, and they're free. You just watch ads, just like watching cable. No big deal. Hot shows. I love Hogan's Heroes. I'm guilty pleasure Hogan's Heroes. And Lucy's classic. Expendable movies, Gladiator, Beverly Hills Cops, Tracker, like a #1 show on CBS right now. And right now, that's probably season 1. They're on season 2 or 3, I think, right now. So we're watching it. And when you're streaming stuff, there's Fire Country, excellent. Matlock, Elsbeth, Ghost is excellent. If you know the show comes on CBS like on a Sunday night, it'll be next day on Paramount Plus. That's how it works. Young and Restless, Catch Me If You Can movie, Grumpy Old Men is great. Grumpier Old Men, the sequel. See, it gets funnier every year. Yes, it does. On Now, classic Doctor Who, Twilight Zone, Voyager Zone. See, they got a lot of different Star Trek channels you can watch. And Stargate, you got some Stargate. Scrooge, you got some holiday stuff. Maybe you want to get it on the holidays instead of subscribing. Netflix is great to have during the holidays. If you're rotating services, you look for little things like When Shark Week on Discovery. So that would be Discovery Plus app or HBO Max app would have Discovery stuff. And you'd say, oh, when's Shark Week? I want to catch that and subscribe during then. So you write that down for that month. HBO. And there's like Disney has their own little month of shark stuff. It's like before or after Shark Week, the month before or after. So you can get Disney Plus then if you're a big shark person. And if you want Christmas stuff, Disney, of course, has a lot. But Netflix has a lot of newer and cool stuff. So you may want to get, and plus if you want the family, if you want to rotate Netflix and get the ad version and save some money occasionally, like in the spring and the fall, great. If you're going to get it with no ads and really get access to everything in case they hold back on a couple things, you do it in the summer and the winter. And that way, when all the family comes by to visit and the kids go, you got Netflix? Really? And they can watch what they want and do their thing while the adults do their thing, or the adults can watch it, because Netflix is still going to have a football game this year at Christmas Day. So you can sit there, you got Netflix, we got to watch the game. And boom, you got the game for Netflix on Christmas, because Netflix is going to do sports very strategic, like a little touch here, a little touch there. They're not going to buy a season of something. They're not going to do that kind of money. Saving Private Ryan. I mean, look at all these great movies. GoldenEye, great. Channel guide. There's your channel guide with a little news, different things. Westerns. I mean, look at all this stuff. Favorites, featured, movies, seasons, greetings, all the seasons, comedy, up and down, Cheers and Frasier all across, classic TV, Hogan's Heroes all day long, all right, Westerns, there's Gunsmoke, Bonanza, Wild Wild West, sci-fi, there's Star Trek on Pluto TV, here's Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Twilight Zone, Stargate, Doctor Who, Outer Sphere, Pluto has sci-fi, and they're showing Enterprise. Abbott and Costello, Meet the Mummy, Monsters, all righty. Dramas, there's your CSI, Law and Order, Blue Bloods, Nash Bridges, all these great stuff. Emergency, SWAT, True Crime, all these bad people. Reality TV, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Ancient aliens. All right. Reality shows. Hell's Kitchen. Big Brother. Entertainment. Hallmark movies. Holiday. Paramount Picks. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. BET. Action. Ion. We got Bull on. Pluto Christmas. Miracle on 34th Street. The 1994 version. All right. MTV Cribs. All this stuff. Go to the back button. Back. There we go. All this great stuff, you guys. Western, sci-fi, drama, true crime, reality, entertainment, daytime game shows, Dr. Phil. All this stuff. News and opinion. CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, Live Now, Fox. Then you got your cities. A lot of them do the close by cities. They have the big cities. And for us, it's usually probably about 12 cities, probably the same 12 on most things. Miami's big, New York, and they're all CBS, Los Angeles, Boston. Got a few on there. When you have Paramount Plus with the no ads and everything, they give you about 12 cities. For me, Miami's the closest of the cities. So it's not really practical for me. I use Haystack News and get my Orlando and Tampa feeds and Gainesville feeds, things like that. It's right around me. If you check your Google Maps and find Ocala, Florida, you'll be like, oh, yeah, it's in the middle of the state. It's a great place to live. You get the nice weather. Very rarely will it frost or do anything like that. We're a little north of the villages and north of Orlando. But it's theoretically possible. I mean, when the Arctic cold front came down, we got a little touch of frost. And some of the plants got a little brown. And you're like, oh. So it is possible. But it's a little cheaper to live here than it would be in Orlando, because anywhere near Orlando is expensive. Just heads up. But you are away from the coast because the hurricanes die off a little when they come inland. So that gives you an edge. And living the dry retention areas, look that up, help keep flooding down. There's very few places in Ocala that have flooding problems. There are a few, you can see videos on YouTube, at lower street levels where the water all gathers up, things like that. You don't want to be in a neighborhood like that. Golf courses are great for that because they have the rolling hills, and then you add the dry retention ponds that catch water and move it all over the place. It's great for storms. And you get the warm weather. You know, today it's going to be, what's it going to be today? 81. This is November 24th. It's cold and snowing in places right now. This morning I woke up and the low was 59. The high is going to be 81, 62 right now. At, what time is it? It's about 8:20 in the morning we're doing this. CNN, all right. So we got a few stations here free, but you get about 10, 12 on Paramount Plus when you get no ads. And I don't know if you have it with ads, but I have no ads because I have it through Walmart Plus. And then we added a little extra to get the no ad version and make sure we get all the Showtime content. They're starting to push more Showtime content in the ad version, but they're really committing to it on the no ad version. All right, sports. CBS Sports is huge. Morning Buzzer, Midday Rundown, Talk Sports, Fox Sports, got some NASCAR, just different stories on different things. We got Major League Baseball moments, kid, okay. It's mostly highlights, not real sports at the moment, but it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Game recaps, documentary, tons of information. So give it a try. It's free. Absolutely free. History and science, whatever your thing is. Everyone's got things they love to watch that other people go, you watch what? Yeah, I watch Aerial America on Smithsonian Channel. Love it. Oh, look, I can get it free. There's Mythbusters. Everybody loves Mythbusters. It's great. Great show. Food. People love food. Home and food stuff constantly. Martha Cook's channel. I think this is a Roku exclusive. They've got some original content. There's Chip and Gaines Feels Like Home. Watch that. Magnolia Network, which you usually find on HBO Max or Discovery Plus. Gaines's are super hot, super huge on those Discovery Plus area. I mean, the thing happened when Zaslav took over HBO that the Gaineses were thinking, yeah, we'll get another producer. We don't like the producer we got that's always working with us for some reason, and they just said, we're just going to leave. We're just going to leave this. They were doing their house show, and Zaslav found out, oh, they're leaving. Oh, that's a shame. And the person was like, Mr. Zaslav, you don't understand. The Gaineses are the #1 attraction on Discovery right now. And he's like, oh. He flew out there personally to meet them. That's the story. And said, what can I do? What are we going to do to make this right? And she goes, well, we can get you another producer. And she goes, well, you got some of these channels that aren't doing as well. Why don't we replace it? I want to do my own channel and control what kind of content's on there. And he's like, okay, no problem. We'll get rid of this one and you'll be yours. And she said, I want the Magnolia Network, and it's going to be my stuff and people I pick to be on the channel. And boom, Magnolia Network was born. Zaslav knew this is money in the bank. We got kids stuff. I saw Garfield. There's Mr. Rogers. Oh my gosh, PBS. I know PBS is in trouble financially right now. A lot of stuff's going to get dropped, and Mr. Rogers has passed, but most kids won't know that. You just keep watching. He got great. And we watched a neat show about the lady that cooked, Bon Appetit, Julie Child. And there was a scene where she was upset that people were giving her a hard time for her cooking show. And she sat down, and a guy that looked just like Mr. Rogers, he didn't identify himself. He kind of said, he did some stuff for PBS, but didn't identify himself. But you knew the way he treated her, as nice as he treated her, the guy, the way he looked, you're like, oh my gosh, that's Mr. Rogers talking to her. The guy that's playing Mr. Rogers and giving her some great advice. I was like, oh, wow, that was cool. It was just a quick scene. And it's Espanol. You need some Espanol? Crime, Bond in Espanol? Why not? Anime. People love Hunter and Hunter. What's Hunter and Hunter? There it is. Restart. Look at all this great anime. Look, there's Crunchyroll. That's big anime app. Sailor Moon. I remember my daughter watching this. One Piece, there it is. That's a big hit on Netflix in the live action version now. All righty. Just amazing. You can get all this stuff absolutely free. And we're still going. Music videos. There's holiday music videos. That looks kind of old. Looks a little old. Vivo. What are we doing? Who we got there? Espanol. Guess you just put it on the holiday and call it a day. There's the big one. We lost it. Local news. And it's localish, local. CBS News Miami is kind of local for me. Channel 2 in Atlanta, Baltimore, no. Boston, no. Charlotte, I used to live there. Chicago, Colorado. There's some more stations. See, you got them. They just didn't list them in that other group. Orlando, there you go. I've got an Orlando station, a Fox station. Good Day Orlando is on right now. I can just sit back and watch, and they'll be chatting about Orlando and things going on around the area, which would be, the area would be me. There's a commercial for Morgan & Morgan. That's who you call when you want to sue somebody. Live local news, Central Florida. We watch this all the time. When Haystack News, we have an app for this and Haystack News next to it. So we kind of bounce around a little bit. And this is because you can look for local news apps in your area. Just search your city and just type news and see what apps come up. And they're always got commercials. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Texas. All righty. So that's Pluto. Amazing, isn't it? I mean, you could live on that. If you wanted to subscribe to something, you could literally subscribe to it. Get these free. Here's my Haystack News. And I love Apple TV. Great content, great stuff. They have tons of money. So they spend it on the best writers, best producers, best stars, and you get great content and stuff you've probably never seen. The Greyhound movie with Tom Hanks, did you see that? No. It's on Apple TV. Also, Tom Hanks did Finch. Did you see that? No, it's on Apple TV. There's a George Clooney and Brad Pitt movie. Probably didn't see that. Called Wolves or something like that. The movie Coda that won the Academy Award a couple years ago was an Apple TV movie. They stuck it in the theater real quick to make sure they get nominated. They stuck it on there. And Tubi is owned by Fox. That's our other biggie. There are a few more. There are more. You know, you could flip through and find us guilty pleasures to watch stuff and see what they've got. But Fox owns Tubi, so you might get a little bit more Fox content than you would ordinarily. There's there's Spider-Man movie, Drew Carey, Titanic, Godfather, Looney Tunes. Oh, right. Kids are set now. This is just the homepage. Sabrina, Scooby. Just the homepage. Tyler Perry did a Christmas movie. Yay. Categories. Recommended. Continue watching. My list. Networks. These are the networks that you have a few things on. "2000 hits. The most current stuff. G.I. Joe movie, I remember that. Pluto Nash. Now that's not a hot movie, but hey, Open Water, oh dear. How it's made. I love how it's made. It's always interesting. Action. What do we got? Spider-Man Homecoming, Paul Blart, 2012. Tomb Raider, Titanic 2, nah. Jingle All the Way, Arnold, yeah, there you go. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, yep. And the new show Monarch, after Godzilla, King of the Monsters and the other Godzilla movie that came on after that, they have the TV show Monarch, which is kind of a follow-up to all that, with Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell playing a young version, kind of for flashbacks of his character. And they're investigating these giant kaijus that are all over the world, popping up and disappearing without a trace, and how that's possible. Hellboy, I love the original Hellboy. What do we got? Contractor. A lot of good stuff. Actors turned directors. Hey, there's Watson. He's in the new show Watson on CBS Paramount Plus. Adult animation. Yeah. We used to have a TV in the kitchen, and my wife and I were watching something, and I heard some new noise in the kitchen, and my daughter was watching something, and you could see it was animation. I was like, oh, what's she watching? And I heard something that sounded a little like cussing. Didn't sound good. And I looked up, and I was like, what in the world? I got up. It was South Park. She was watching Cartman and his friends, and I was like, no, Mommy and Daddy cartoon. And she went, what? She didn't understand that at all. Mommy and Daddy have cartoons? And she couldn't watch South Park. I was like, no, you can't watch South Park. Adventure has no limits. All righty, there's North by Northwest. I watched that. And he got offered the role, I mean, just straight up offered the role of James Bond when they did Dr. No originally, and turned it down because they were like, Cary Grant, he was perfect for James Bond. The producers wanted him, everyone wanted him. The guy that wrote the Bond books wanted him, everyone wanted him. And he went, no, I just did North by Northwest, and, no, he wasn't feeling it. So they ended up with Sean Connery, who Ian Fleming didn't like because he's like a stuntman. He's too muscular. Bond's more of a regular guy. Doesn't stand out in the crowd too much. But of course, Sean Connery was perfect. And it all worked out in the end. Bad Boys. I just saw, there you go, Demi Moore. She's in a new show, Landman, on Paramount Plus, that Tyler Perry, Taylor Sheridan, the guy that created Yellowstone, has got Billy Bob Thornton in, and it's great, adults only, great show. Ender's Game, there's Harrison Ford, great. They've been trying decades to get this movie made, and the guy that wrote the book, everyone's like, it's a great book, we want to make it into a movie. And oh, by the way, we're going to make Ender and the girl love interest, and they're like, no, it's not like that. No, it's not like that book. And he kept trying, they kept trying to make little changes, and he was like, no, you can't make these changes. And he wanted good actors. And she had won the Academy Award for True Grit. And he was an award-winning actor, a young guy. Everyone on there, they got some high-end talent for Ender's Game. It was like a very important sci-fi movie, had a big budget, and they were like, we've been trying to make this movie for decades and get the permission from the author to make it. Look, we got the great talent. Look, Academy Award. What do you think? You've got this guy playing Ender. He's doing a great job. Look at the try, and he okayed it. And he had script approval and everything else. And, there were only some subtle changes from the book. The book was great. Even had tablets. This is decades ago. Even had a tablet where they would do stuff on the tablet. And the tablets didn't even exist yet. All hail Stephen King. All right, Stephen King. If you love Stephen King, all his movies. Oh, no. Tubi. Now, I said there were more. Free apps. Free Haystack News. Okay? Prime Video free if you have Prime shipping. Peacock and Paramount can be free if you have Walmart Plus. I would pick Paramount and wait for Black Friday deal on Peacock, or whenever you feel like getting Peacock for a month. That's all you need. Or if you're big on watching The Voice and all the Chicago shows and stuff like that, then you can get Peacock if you want it. It's NBC stuff. Disney is merging with Hulu. If you ever get those, always get them together. Right now, it's only $1 or $2 more. Your Hulu stuff has ABC and Fox content and FX content, okay? You got a little Bravo content on Peacock. But they're not free. You got to pay. So you're not paying for these. You're not paying for Haystack News. That's free. YouTube is free. YouTube's more popular than Netflix. Everyone watches YouTube. That's why I've got it on the top. So when I go over here, hit the home button, home, go over, I'm right there at YouTube. We're always watching YouTube. We watch something for 15 minutes, YouTube. Hour, YouTube. Whatever you feel like. CW Network, free app, shows air the next day, and they have commercials. You're done, free. Get some music going, there you go. PBS has some free stuff, some donation stuff. You gotta donate to your local PBS station to get more. Vivo's music videos. Discovery Plus, you can get that stuff, the whole group of Discovery stuff, or most of the Discovery stuff on HBO Max right now. But you got to pay. Hallmark, got to pay. Red Bull TV is fun. It's free. Got ads, different things. Fawsome is a fast service, free over the air TV. It's not as big as Pluto and Tubi or Roku channel, but they're there if you want to add them. Film Rise, free movies and TV. Plex free movies and TVs. And if you downloaded movies on your laptop, legal movies, I would hope, you play it through Plex. Canopy and Hoopla, whoops. Hoopla and Canopy are great places to get audiobooks, books, and some movies because they're public library. You put in your library card. Yes, you go to the library with your driver's license, prove where you live, your local library, and you get a library card. You put that information in, and I guess create a password username. But you can get access to some free movies, free stuff through your library and get some free audiobooks. You can get free books. You can take out, you take it out digitally. You take it out. So if it's not available, they'll say, well, we'll send you an alert when it's available. You're like, okay, cool. And I'll get my free book and my free movie. FilmRise has its own little individual apps. If you like British TV, you can get the British TV from FilmRise instead of just going into FilmRise and then open it up and looking for the British TV section. There's no reason not to do it this way. This is if you eat, drink, and sleep British TV. Shows by Adjourn, there it is, British TV. And these are all the different British shows they've got. Tons of stuff. So you don't need PBS. Sorry PBS. I heard Netflix is getting a new version of Sesame Street. That would be cool. And back, whoops. Yeah, so we want to exit out. Hoopla Canopy, TCL TV. If you get TCL TV, you can watch their version of the Roku channel and Pluto. And if you just get the app, and you can do the same thing and watch it free. Weather Channel, I find it to be too video oriented, too many, this storm's coming, here's a video about it. And you're like, it doesn't give you the weather like you'd want the weather. That's why I usually look at my phone or ask the smart device, and I won't say any names. But yeah, it's not that great for weather. Like, look, it wants you to sign in, sign up, connect to your TV provider. I'm like, I just want weather. Yes, we want to exit. It's not a great app for, this. My wife likes different backdrops on her Roku, so she has this backdrop app. There's BritBox and Acorn. And Fawson also has little apps, you can put for British and do different things. I'm not big on YouTube TV for $80-$90 for cable. If I want to see CBS, I'll get Paramount Plus. If I want to see NBC, I'll see Peacock. If I want to see ABC or anything like that, I'll get, Fox, I'll get Hulu. And soon Disney will merge into Hulu together, and they'll all be under Disney's name anyway. Disney Plus, we use the Disney Plus app for Hulu anyway. We've got an app, both of them are active, but we just use Disney and navigate into Hulu that way. But paying $80-$90, and it's going up every year just for basically sports. You don't do it. Local news, just get Haystack News. Don't waste money on YouTube TV. You can get everything on streaming pretty much. Only the sacrifices like this for the one or two things that you might miss, and you can find workarounds for all that. And I wouldn't, Fubu's just got bought out. So Disney owns it, and they're going to get rid of, most likely Hulu Live TV will be replaced by Fubu. So we'll see how that goes. And cheaper options, Philo is cable-like experience, Sling, friendly. Just if you add the add-ons to Sling, you're going to be over $80-$90 anyway. You get all those add-ons. Here's a Local Now. That's a news, free. A lot of commercials. News On, free. There's Xumo Play. That's like a fast service. I'll move that. Move that. Boom, 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 boom. No, I didn't move it. What did I do? There it is. Hit the star. Hit the OK button. Now, put it up there with the other guys. Where are my other buddies? There we are, Plex. Yeah, there you go. Xumo Play. I think Sony owns them or somebody. But it's also a pretty good fast service, free, just free. You might want to add that. It's free, And you're always looking for something to watch and clicking through cable channels. Drop cable, get streaming, and you can go to these fast services. Walking Dead universe, watch now. There you go. Live guide. Loading, we were just there. There you go. All this great stuff. Pursue country radio. I heart country. You just get the radio and play it through your speaker. Film Rise, Xmas, movie, holiday. There's all sorts of stuff. Crime TV. Click on that. There's Mystery, Law and Order, Dateline. Cool. Holiday Hub. Bull. Must be a special holiday episode. I think we're on the wrong thing, probably. Holiday Hub. Let's do it again. Still Bull. Flatliners. Now, these are not holiday things. That's why they're not number one. Free movies. Watch free movies. There you go. Free stuff. Holiday. Knight's Tale. Great movie. Broken Trail. Great movies. As good as it gets. Great movie. Jack Nicholson's great in that. Oh my gosh. All righty. TV shows, probably pretty much the basics we've seen everywhere. There's Julia at Home. You're not Julia Child. And a lot of the... There's Heartland again. Hell on Wheels, excellent show. Excellent. God, I love Hell on Wheels. Ghost Hunters. I remember watching that on cable. Hell's Kitchen, Deal or No Deal, Pictionary. Ancient Rome, history, talk shows. Auto stuff. You love auto, gearhead stuff. Garden, home stuff, garden. Just anything home related. Home rescue. Travel. Black experience. Spirit. Culture capital. What do they got? Kitty stuff. So you get the idea. There's tons of options for free TV and watching and keeping your streaming money down to just when you need it. Right now, 3. A lot of people max out at 3. You can't have all of them because you're literally watching like 1 or 2 shows here, 1 or 2 shows there, and life doesn't permit you to watch anymore. You shouldn't sit on your butt on the couch that long anyway. So like, share, and subscribe if you learned anything. Hey, what do we got? I want to go back to my little things. There they are. They're my guys. Roku, Pluto, and Tubi, your main bets. Get them, enjoy them, and cancel some streaming services until you really need them. Or you're just in, we're in network time now. A lot of network shows. So you don't need Amazon right now. You don't need Netflix right now. You don't need HBO Max or Apple TV right now. You can watch your network stuff on Pluto, on Disney, Hulu, get both, Paramount, and Peacock. And then you can, all the basic stuff, you can channel surf the rest of the time. And they all have great shows also on demand. So I like Paramount with no commercials because there's so many good shows on Paramount. Just, they didn't cancel many. Peacock canceled a lot. That's how you look at it. You okay? All right. And 911, the regular show on ABC, Fox, whatever they're on Hulu. They had a great start, a 4-part episode with space. So that was cool. That was a cool one to watch. If you're getting started on 911, start that one. 4-part episode. All right. Have a great day. Like, share, and subscribe.